Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to start chapter 5 lines and angles. So 5.1 introduction. You already know how to identify different line segments and angle in given shape. Can you identify the different line segments and angles formed in the following figure 5.1 1 2 3 4 okay. Can you also identify whether the angles made are acute or obtuse or right angle? So recall that a line segment has two endpoints. So we know that if we extend the two endpoints in either direction endlessly, we get a line. Thus we can say that a line has no endpoints. On the other hand, recall that a ray has one endpoint, namely a starting point. For example, look at the figure in the given below. You can see P to Q, 1 and 2 is from A to B, and 3 is from O to P. So you can see here 1 represent the line segment, 2 represent a line, and 3 represent a ray. So a line segment PQ is generally denoted by the symbol PQ bar. So you can see PQ bar is a line segment symbol. A line AB is denoted by the line AB, and in the upper part an arrow. So the ray of OP is denoted by OP, and the symbol you can see here, this symbol is used. Give some example on the line segment and rays from your daily life and discuss them with your friends. So, and again recall that an angle is formed when lines or line segments meet. In figure 5.1, observe the corner. These corners are formed when two lines or line segment intersect. So you can see when they intersect, they form a corner at a point. For example, look at the figure given below. So you can see ABC in one and PQ, RS and O. So you can see they're intersecting at O. So you can see in figure 5.3a, line segment AB and BC. So you can see line segment AB and BC intersect at B. So you can see AB and BC are intersecting at B to form an angle ABC. So you can see there is an angle ABC here. And again line segment BC and AC. You can see BC and AC is intersecting at C to form the angle ACB. Okay, and so on. Whereas in figure 5.3.2, lines PQ and RS. So you can see PQ and RS intersect at O to form four angles POS, SOQ, QOR and ROP. An angle ABC is represented by the symbol, you can see angle symbol ABC. Thus in figure 5.3a, there are three angles formed, ABC, angle BCA and angle BAC. And in figure 5.3, four angles are formed, POS, SOQ, angle QOR and angle POR. You have already studied how to classify the angles as acute, obtuse or right angle. So you know that. Note, while referring to the measure of an angle ABC, we shall write M angle is as simply angle ABC. The context will make it clear whether we are referring to an angle or its measure. So you can see that. So 5.2 related angles, 5.2.1 complementary angle. So you know that when the sum of the measure of two angles is 90 degree, the angle is said to be complementary angle. So the measure of two angles should be 90 degree. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. So are this angle complementary? So yes, these are complementary, and this also you can see this is not complementary angle. Whether two angles are complementary, each angle is to be said complement of the other angle. So you can see in the above diagram 5.4, the 30 degree angle is complement to the 60 degree and vice versa. So you can think and discuss, can two angles be complement to each other? Can two obtuse angle be complement to each other? And can two right angle be complement to each other? So you can try these pairs and find the answer. If you have any doubt, you can ask it in the comment box. So 5.2.2 supplementary angle. So you can see, let us know. Now look at the following pairs of angles. So you can see 60 degree and 120 degree and 68 degree and 112 degree. So there are other also 300 degree and 80 degree, and in fourth 135 degree and 45 degree. Do you notice that the sum of the measure of the angle is in each of the pair is comes to be 180 degree. So when you add the two angles, when it becomes 80 degree, such pairs of angles are called supplementary angle. When two angles are supplementary, each angle is said to be supplement to each other. So it is easy. So there is also some examples here. So here is an adjacent angle 5.2.3. Look at the following figure. So you can see a following figure A and B. When a page is turned, you can see that, and there is a steering wheel. So when you open a book, it looks like a above figure. In A and B, we find a pair of angle placed next to each other. So this is called adjacent angle. This angle and this angle is adjacent angle. Look at the steering wheel of a car. At the center of the wheel, you find three angles formed. So you can see at the center of the wheel, there are three angles formed lying next to one another. It's very easy. At a point at both the vertices A and B, we find a pair of angles are placed next to each other. These angles are such that they have a common vertex. So when there is an adjacent angle, there is a common vertex. They have a common arm, and the non-common arm are on the either side of the common arm. Such pair are called of angle are called adjacent angles. Adjacent angles have a common vertex and a common arm, but no common interior points. So there is no interior points. So you can see, are the angles marked 1 and 2 adjacent? If they are not adjacent, say why. So you can see these two are adjacent angle. You can see third one is adjacent. So here you can say that. You can also see this is also adjacent angle, fifth one. So you can see that. So now linear pair. A linear pair is a pair of adjacent angle whose non-common side are opposite rays. So you can see a linear pair is a pair of adjacent angle whose non-common side are opposite ray. So you can see here R1 and angle 2 linear pair. So these are linear pair. So it is a adjacent angle and linear pair. And R angle 1, 2 and 1 and 2 are linear pair. No, why? So in figure 5.11 above, observe that the opposite rays, which are the non-common sides of angle 1 and angle 2, form a line. Thus angle 1 plus angle 2 amounts to 180 degree. So you can see that this both of these are 180 degree, the sum of these are 180. The angles in the linear pair are supplementary. Have you noticed model of linear pair in your environment? Note carefully that a pair of supplementary angle form a linear pair when placed adjacent to each other. So when a pair of supplementary angle is placed in a linear pair, when they are adjacent to each other, they form a linear pair. Do you find example of linear pair in your daily use? So you can see here, observe a vegetable chopping board. So you can see here a vegetable chopping board. The chopping blade makes a linear pair of angles with the board. So you can see linear pair angle with the board, and a pen stand. The pen stand makes a linear pair of angle with the stand. So you can see here adjacent pair, and it's in a it's forming a 180 degree by adding the both angles. So you can see here, you can try these things, very easy. 5.2.5 vertically opposite angles. So you can see vertically opposite angles, very easy this one also. Next take two pencils and tie them with the help of a rubber band at the middle as shown in the figure 5.14. So you can see they have tied up two pencils with the help of a rubber band. So you can see there are four angles, 1 2 3 4. So angle 1 and angle 3 is vertical to each other, and angle 2 and angle 4 is vertically opposite to each other. We call angle 1 and angle 3 a pair of vertically opposite angles. So 1 and 3 are vertically opposite angle. Can you name the other vertically opposite angle? So 2 and 4 and another vertically opposite angle. Does angle 1 appear to be equal to angle 3? Does angle 2 appear to be equal to angle 4? So it is the same, it is equal. Before checking this, let us see some real life examples of vertically opposite angles. So our figure 5.15. So you can see figure 1, figure 2 and figure 3. So there is a do this section. Draw two lines L and M intersecting at one point. You can now mark angle 1, angle 2, angle 3 and angle 4 as in figure 5.16. So you can see here. Take a trace copy of the figure on a transparent sheet. Place the copy on the original such that angle 1 matches with its copy, angle 2 matches with its copy. Fix a pin at the point of intersection. Rotate the copy by 180 degree. Do the lines coincide again. So you can do that. You can rotate to get this. You find that angle 1 and angle 3 have interchanged their position, and so have angle 2 and angle 4. So it is simple. This has been done without disturbing the position of the line. So angle 1 is equal to angle 3 and angle 2 is equal to angle 4. So it doesn't change. We conclude that when two lines intersect, the vertically opposite angles so formed are equal. So they are equal. Let us try to improve this using geometrical ideas. And let us consider two lines L and M as in figure 5.17. So you can see two lines intersecting each other, 5.17 at point O. So let L and M be two lines which intersect at O, making angle 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to prove angle 1 is equal to angle 3 and angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Now angle 1 is equal to 180 degree minus angle 2. So you can see angle 1 is 180 degree minus angle 2. This whole is 180 degree and angle 1 is 180 degree minus 2. So it will give angle 1. Because angle 1 and angle 4 linear pair, so angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. And similarly angle 3 is equal to, so you can see angle 3 and angle 4. So this 2 also is a linear pair. So it total is 180. So angle 3 will become 180 minus angle 4. Sorry, angle 2. 180 minus angle 2, since angle 2 and angle 3 form a linear pair. So they are taking this line. So I have by mistake taken this line, and it's not this. We are taking this line, angle L, line L. So these two are forming a linear pair. So angle this whole is 180. So angle 3 is equal to 180 minus angle 2. So you can see here angle 3, angle 2 and angle 3 form a linear pair. So angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180. So angle 1 is equal to angle 3. It's by 1 and 2. Similarly, we can prove angle 2 is equal to angle 4 by taking other sides. So you can see that. So here is a try this section and some examples. You can solve this. So one example we are doing here. In figure 5.18, identify 5 pair of adjacent angles, 3 linear pair, 2 pair of vertically opposite angles. So solution is 5 pair of adjacent angles are AOE. So AOE is here, and AO, this one and this one, this angle and this angle, you can see EOC. And then similarly here also you can do that, EOC and COB. So you can see EOC and COB. These two angles are also adjacent angles. And similarly another are AOC and COB. So AOC and COB. These two are also vertically opposite angles. And COB, BOD. You can see COB and BOD. These two are also vertically opposite angles. So there is another linear pairs. So linear pair is AOE and EOB. AOE and EOB. So these two are vertically opposite angles. Linear pair. And then AOC and COB. So AOC and COB. So these are also linear pair. Both are linear pair. And COB, BOD. So you can see COB and BOD. These are also forming a linear pair, 180 degree. So you can see vertically opposite angles, COB, AOD, COB and AOD, vertically opposite angles, these two, and AOC and BOD. So you can see AOC and BOD, these two, this one and this one. So this was the solution. This is the exercise. So you can solve it, and if you are in doubt, you can ask it in the comment section. So pair of lines, intersecting lines. So you can see intersecting lines. The blackboard on the stand, the letter Y makes up of line segments and the grilled door of a window. What do you all this in common? They have examples of intersecting lines. So these are the examples of intersecting lines. Two lines L and M intersect if they have a point in common. So when there is a point in common, they intersect each other. The point common is O and is the point of intersection. So here is a think and discuss section. In figure 5.20, AC and BE intersect at P. So AC and BE intersect at P. So you can see P is the point of intersection of these two lines. Now try find another 10 pairs of intersecting line segment. Should any of the two line or line segment necessarily intersect? Can you find two pair of non-intersecting line and segment in the figure? Can you can two lines intersect in more than one point? Think about it. So you can do that very easy. So there is also another try this section, and after that it is a transversal 5.3.2. You might have seen a rod crossing two or more roads or railway crossing line at several other lines. So you have seen that these are gives an idea of transversal. So you can see here 1 and 2. So a line that intersect two or more lines at distinct places is called a transversal. So when there is one or more line distinct point intersection is called a transversal. So you can see in figure 5.22, P is the transversal in the to the line L and M. So you can see P is transversal to L and M because it is cutting intersecting in more than two lines. And this also figure 5.3, the line P is not a transversal although it cuts two line L and M. Can you say why? Because it is intersecting at one common point. So it was very easy. Angle made by transversal. So you can see here in figure 5.24, you see line L and M cut by transversal P. So L and M is cut by transversal P. So there are the 8 angles marked 1 to 8 have specified name. So you can see angle 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see 3, 4, 5, 6 are interior angles, and other than that 1, 2, 7, 8 are exterior angles, pair of corresponding angles. So 1 and 5 are corresponding angles, 2 and 6, 3 and 7, and 4 and 8 are corresponding angles and alternative interior angles. So you can see 3 and 6, 4 and 5, you have seen that, and exterior angles 7, 1, 1, 7 and 2, 8. You can see that exterior angle 1 and 8, sorry, 1 and 8 and then 2 and 7. And after that a pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So you can see 3 and 5 and then 4 and 6. So 3 and 5 and 4 and 6 are the pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Note that corresponding angles like 1 and angle 5 in figure 5.25 includes different vertices second are on the same side of the transversal, and 3 and in corresponding position above and below, left or right relative to the lines. So you can see that alternative angles like 3 and 6, so you can see 3 and 6 are in figure 5.26. So have vertical different vertices are on the opposite side of the transversal and lies between the two lines. So it's clear. So now 5.3.4, transversal of parallel line. Do you remember what parallel lines are? They are lines on the plane that do not meet anywhere. So the parallel lines are lines that do not meet anywhere. So you can identify the parallel lines in the above figure 5.27. So you can see transversal parallel line gives rise to quite interesting results. So we have to do this. Take a ruler sheet, take a rule sheet of paper, draw in thick color two parallel lines L and M, draw a transversal T. So draw a transversal T to the line L and M, label angle 1, angle 2 as shown in figure 28.1, and place a tracing paper over the figure drawn. Trace the line L, M and T. Slide the tracing paper along T until L coincide with M. You find that angle 1 on the traced figure coincide with angle 2 on the original figure. In fact, you can see that all the following results are similar tracing and sliding activity. So you can see angle 1 is equal to angle 2, angle 3 is equal to angle 4, angle 5 is equal to angle 6, and angle 7 is equal to angle 8. So all these angles are equal. The activity listed the following. If two parallel lines are cut by transversal, each pair of corresponding angles are equal in measure. So they will be equal. We use this result to get another intersecting result. Look at figure 5.29. So you can see it below. When T cuts the parallel line LM, we get angle 3 and angle 7. So you can see we get angle 3 and angle 7, vertically opposite angle, and angle 7 is equal to angle 8 as corresponding angle. So angle 3 is equal to angle 8. So you can conclude like that. You can similarly show that angle 1 is equal to angle 6. So it can be also done. Thus we have the following result. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, each pair of alternative interior angle are equal. This second result leads to another intersecting property again from figure 5.29. Angle 3 plus angle 1 is equal to 180. So you can see angle 3, angle 1 is 180 degree. It is clear. Angle 3 and angle 1 forms a linear pair, that's why. But angle 1 is equal to angle 6, a pair of alternative interior angles. So angle 1 is equal to angle 6. So pair of alternative interior angles. So therefore we can say that angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degree. Similarly, angle 1 plus angle 8 is equal to 180 degree. Thus we can obtain the following result. If two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then each pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. So you can easily remember this result if you look at the relevant shape. The F shape stands for corresponding angles. You can see these are corresponding angles. So the Z shape stands for the alternative angle. So F shape stands for corresponding angle and Z shape stands for alternative angles. So you say do this section, draw a pair of parallel lines and transversal, verify the above three statement by actually measuring the angle. So it is very easy, you can do that. So 5.4, checking for parallel lines. So if two lines are parallel, then you should know that transversal gives rise to pair of equal corresponding angles, equal alternative interior angles and interior angles on the same side of the transversal being supplementary. When two lines are given, if there is any method to check if they are parallel or not, you need this skill in many life oriented situation. A draftsman uses a carpenter square and a straight edge ruler to draw these segments, as in figure 5.30. He claims they are parallel. How? Are you able to see that he has kept the corresponding angles to be equal? What is the transversal here? Thus when a transversal cut two lines such that pairs of corresponding angles are equal, then the lines have to be parallel. So it is clear. Look at the letter Z in figure 5.31. You can see here Z. The horizontal segment here are parallel. So you can see horizontal segment are parallel here because the alternative angles are equal. When transversal cut two lines such that pair of alternative interior angles are equal, the lines have to be parallel. So draw a line as in figure 5.32. Draw a line M perpendicular to L. So we are drawing a line perpendicular to M. So you have seen here such that P is perpendicular to M. So P is perpendicular to M. So you will find P is parallel to L. So P is parallel to L. How? This is because you draw P such that angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. So it is clear. Thus when a transversal cut two lines such that pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary, the line has to be parallel. So here is an exercise. So you can solve it. If you have any doubt, you can ask it in the comment section. So here the chapter is finished and we will start the next chapter in the next class. Thank you.